There it is. Grand entrance.
Good.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? Welcome to the Game Tasty Show. It feels like it's been forever and a day since I have said those words.
You know, it wouldn't be a proper Game Tasty show if we didn't screw up somewhere, right?
Yeah, I know, right? How's it going, everyone? I am Dave the Watchman with NerdBacon.com.
And I am the almighty Jeff Roth with NerdBacon.com.
See how I threw that out? The one-winged gamer. That is you, my man. Yeah, it's good to be back. We've been on a ridiculous hiatus.
Every once in a while, we need to get our ass kicked. You know, we need to give ourselves that kick in the ass. Just say, hey, get back to doing what to do best. And
That's right.
we're browse here today.
Quite frankly, I've missed you, and I've missed all of you as well. And we wanted to grace you with our presence, so that's why I'm going to pop this shirt off.
Oh.
No,
Too sexy.
I'm sorry. I've been working from home the past 2 weeks because I'm scared to death of this coronavirus bullshit.
Why they have to call it that? Now I will never have Mexican beer again.
I know, right?
Like, it's just, man.
Our tacos are naked now.
Scary stuff.
Anyway.
But we are the gaming podcast that will sit on these chairs, drink the finest of whiskeys and bourbons, and just, you know, talk about the gaming industry and the industry that we love so much.
We love it and hate it at the same time.
Yeah, we're passionate about it.
Yeah.
We have emotions.
Yes. I don't even know where to begin. I forgot how to do a show, quite frankly.
Clearly.
This is going to be... I mean, our shows were never, like, that professional to begin with, but this is going to be uber unprofessional tonight. So
Just dipping our toe back into the podcasting thing.
Yeah, have fun with this, you know. If you got anything you want to ask us about or talk to us about or that you want to see us talk about, feel free to pop your little words in the chat, and we'll definitely see what's going on, see where that takes us.
And we are everywhere, correct? We're on Twitch and...
I don't think we're on Mixer, but we are on Twitch. We're on YouTube. We are on Periscope, which we love.
Via the Twitter.
That's right.
The Twitter?
That's right.
Perhaps Facebook even?
I think Facebook Gaming, yeah.
My God.
Anyway.
What is this new frontier?
It's digital penetration.
Wow. I've got my snazzy Lucio Overwatch hoodie on.
Oh, yeah. I noticed that when you walked in, and that kind of brings up an interesting thing that was like a big piece of gaming news. Hey, Kiko Paff, how's it going?
Kiko!
There's an interesting piece of gaming news. Like, all of the Overwatch stuff is now going to be on YouTube Gaming. They've moved off of Twitch, so that's pretty big.
Not just that, but all the Blizzard esports. You know, the Hearthstone, the Call of Duty League, which is starting up now. All going to YouTube. I think you're seeing the mass exodus from Twitch over to things like YouTube and Mixer. I think
because we had Ninja go over to Mixer a few months ago, and there's been other personalities.
And Shroud went over, and you're seeing like Blizzard Esports is going over there now. I think you're starting to see the effects of Ninja going.
Yeah.
And I think you're seeing some of the backlash from just the politicking that seems to be running rampant at Twitch. Granted, you're going to see that in any big corporation, but I think with a lot of with social media having the impact that it does is influencing this decision for sure.
So bottom line is, what we're trying to say is, if Twitch, Mixer, or YouTube want to sign us as an official podcast, then we're for sale. Yeah,
we can be bought. But no,
very easily.
Lucio is my main. I'm a support main in Overwatch, and Lucio is my guy. If I'm not playing Lucio, I'm playing Zenyatta. But also, Overwatch League is this weekend.
Woo!
Season 3 kicks off this weekend.
Wow.
It's very exciting because this is no new teams, but this is the first year they'll be playing at home arenas. Actually, we'll be traveling around with the team, and my Houston Outlaws. Their homestand weekend is the last weekend of February.
Okay.
I kind of toyed with the idea about booking a flight to go catch the Outlaws down in Houston, but I'm going to be in Minnesota that weekend.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm going to be at the Timberwolves game on March 1st.
Do they have a Nashville team yet?
No.
Okay.
There really is no Midwestern, or at least, that region Overwatch team yet.
That's too bad.
A lot of it's on the coast, and of course overseas. There's a few over there in
Maybe that's what
China.
You need to do. Maybe you need to spearhead a Des Moines team.
Or at least a Chicago team, the resources are there.
The resources are in Chicago, but I don't like to travel that much anymore, so...
Well, Minnesota has the Call of Duty League team, Minnesota Rocker.
Why don't we call ourselves the Des Moines Caucus Counters?
There you go.
Yeah.
We'll be working overtime. They also
Woo!
Overwatch League did announce that because of the coronavirus, they did cancel going over to China for the opening because there are going to be
Oh
games over
yeah.
in China, and they said no, just for our players' health and safety, we want everybody to stay away from that until it gets sorted out. So Overwatch League will still start this weekend, but I think they're going to cut back on obviously the China travel with
Yeah.
stuff happening right now.
All jokes aside, I know I joked a little bit at the beginning, but that thing is a freaking
It's
mess, and I
yeah.
don't know really where it's going. We've already seen it impacting the gaming industry. Nintendo announced that, well, Chinese shipments of their new Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch, not the
Hmm.
game itself, but the actual Nintendo Switch that they just announced, they're like, well, it's being manufactured in China, and this is going to affect the Japanese market and the Chinese market, so
Yep.
that might get delayed. No delays for the US yet. Apparently, our systems are being produced in Vietnam, but I think it's only a matter of time. We know this is in Taiwan. We know this is in Hong Kong. We know this is in Korea at this point. I think it's only a matter of time before it keeps spreading, to Vietnam.
Yep.
Um,
Outer Worlds got delayed for the Switch port got
right,
delayed
that
because of this.
got announced this afternoon as well. So I don't know. Anybody who's got a manufacturing base in China is going to be affected by this. China basically shut down like the city that has a number of their manufacturing centers, including Foxconn, which produces the Nintendo Switch. They shut them down for a couple of weeks. I think they're coming back online supposedly next week, unless they get delayed further. But I don't know. It's a scary situation. They say only 500 people are dead. Oh, there was this thing. Tencent apparently like posted numbers saying like 24,000 people had died.
Whoa.
This like got out yesterday, and then they quickly like deleted that, and then posted like the official Chinese numbers of 500. So there's a lot of speculation that Tencent is getting like raw data feeds and accidentally posted that before taking it down and posting the official numbers. But I'll tell you, I mean, the response that the Chinese government has, not to go too much into this, but I think we're already knee deep, but like the response that the Chinese government has had, locking down cities of like 11 million people, multiple cities, putting like 50 million people under quarantine effectively, that sure does seem a little bit more of a heavy handed approach for something that they're calling, it's just the flu over here in the West. That's just me.
It's becoming a big deal, so they're taking action. So
Yeah, hopefully it peters out, like SARS kind of petered out 15 years ago. Not to put any, not to
sure.
belittle anybody who died, facing that epidemic, but hopefully this peters out and is not something that's really bad.
And speaking of world events, if Kiko's still around, about our favorite Aussie,
That's right.
obviously know with the wildfires going down in Australia, how
Oh
things
yeah.
are going, like what kind of report we're getting from Australia as far as yeah, she's here. Any kind of report on what's happening down there.
That's right. The wildfires kind of got pushed out of the news here in the U.S., so we don't really know what's going on.
A lot of stuff happening in the U.S. in the news. We won't get to all that stuff right here
Yeah.
because we're about gaming. But just want to check in on people around the world, seeing how we're doing.
That's right. I thought
Yeah.
this had a point.
We have a point somewhere, right?
I guess my
Overwatch League starting this
Oh,
weekend.
yes. I guess the overall point is we're starting to see delays because of this
Mhm.
virus threat, and I wonder if that's going to affect like next gen launch plans. Will this affect like Sony's PlayStation 5 reveals? So many people have speculated, oh, it's coming in February, blah, 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 blah. And now we're already 6 days into February, and Sony hasn't sent out any press invitations or anything like that yet. So I don't know. I'm wondering, maybe the plan was always to go further into February or maybe into March.
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe things are getting pushed. Maybe the situation is just really fluid right now because of the whole virus threat.
Or if they're going to hold up like last year
unprecedented.
and do a Sony event before E3 and just say here's the PS5.
They could
and
do that.
ta-da.
Everyone's just been assuming that they were going to do something in February, but nobody really knows for sure.
Yep.
So yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it's just like, hey, we were always intending to wait until the end of May, early June.
Sure.
Huh.
So the bushfire is still going on. Been burning since September 2019, but we're all hanging on. Well, good to hear everybody's hanging on. Obviously, a lot of damage done down there, and
Yeah.
animals and houses and families being affected by this.
So is the problem that they don't allow, for environmental reasons, they don't allow fire breaks to be built, because I know that's one of the problems in California, which seems to catch on fire every damn year, is like the environmental lobby is like, oh no, you can't build fire breaks into the forest. You can't like purposely cut down all these trees and everything to stop the spread of wildfires. So they don't do that, and they don't end up clearing out all this brush and stuff, and then that just acts as a tinderbox for these fires every year. Anyway, right. I was wondering if Australia had that same thing, but I digress.
Video games, Dave.
Video games. Let's see. The problem is the government hasn't provided our firefighters enough funding and resources, so they were unable to proactively prepare for this last year. Now look at the results. So
I did
fire breaks.
There's a little story on Snapchat about around that time. I was kind of just tuning into to see what was going on, and there's firefighters just saying there's a prime minister of Australia, and they just said up yours, and just that kind of there were firefighters just kind of revolting against. I know they flew in a bunch of firefighters from different countries to kind of help out too. So here's hoping they get that under control, and maybe a wake up call too.
Yeah, indeed. But all right. Video games.
Yes, something
we talked a little bit about the Outer Worlds on Switch being delayed.
Yes.
Let's talk about another big thing.
League's happening this weekend.
League is happening this weekend.
Go Outlaws.
We just had our EVO 2020 announcements.
Big
near and dear to our hearts.
Big
fighting games, the most prestigious fighting game tournament in the world.
Place we've been to as a pair twice.
Yeah.
As a trio 2018, but yeah,
yep.
as you and I have gone together twice. You've gone 3 times.
Sat out last year due to marriage.
Yeah, him decided to go ahead and get married. I'm very surprised with this year's lineup. So let's bring this up here.
Yep, we'll that's what I am doing.
Get to our 9. Some obvious ones, obviously. That redundant. Some obvious entries there, like Tekken 7, still considered by us.
Wow, how is EVO being covered in Newsweek?
Wow. Still, considered by us the best fighting game this generation. I still hold that to be true. That Tekken 7 is the best fighting game this generation.
All right, here we go. So Tekken 7, like you mentioned, go on.
Obviously, Street Fighter 5, the Champion Edition is coming out here this month. Basically, for $30, I think you get everything that's come out so far, which I'm a little peeved about, and I'll get to that a little later on. I'm a little peeved about this. Smash Ultimate, obviously. A couple ones I thought were Dragon Ball FighterZ, obvious one.
Let's suppose that you're writing a really important email to a colleague.
We get in this year.
I wondered about that. Yeah.
I thought that
or a post on Facebook that all your friends will see.
Under Night in Birth is an awesome choice.
Or a paper for your English class that you just have to get an A on.
Of late, not latest, late CLR, which is the one after latest, I believe. I can never tell with that.
I'm not sure. I'm just happy that Under Night is back, because that is such an underrated fighting game.
Samurai Showdown getting in.
Yes, one of the best. Oh my gosh, Sam Show is so hype. It's so good. I love that game so much.
Fantastic. The biggest pop for me, Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yes. So this one's interesting, and then we'll come back to that in just a second. Yep. And then Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, which is not out yet, is about to be released, I think, in the next few weeks.
So we kind of had a changing of the guard as far as anime fighters go, because no Blaze Blue, no Guilty Gear, but there will be the new Guilty Gear in exhibition there.
Right, that's going to be exhibition on Friday night.
So those two are gone. Under Night's back in, or Under Night's still there. Dragon Ball FighterZ still there, but Grand Blue Fantasy Versus is kind of the newest big anime fighter. But here's the biggest thing. Where the hell is Mortal Kombat?
That is a huge question. That was kind of a shock to me that there was no Mortal Kombat 11.
I feel like this is I feel betrayed. No, I don't know what to think. Because honestly, I don't know why Grand Blue's in there. It's not out yet. Mortal Kombat should be in there.
There's something shady going on behind the scenes, and I don't know what it is. I would love for that story to come out. But yeah, it's not like Mortal Kombat 11 was not received well by the community. Mm-hmm. It was. It reviewed really, really well. It's not like
Number 4 on my list of games of the year.
Yeah, it's not like Mortal Kombat 11 was not a good selling game.
Right.
It was the 5th best selling game of 2019.
Yep. And Joker just came out. And Spawn's still coming
yeah, it's
out.
still getting a lot of support. It's still getting balance patches. It's still getting new characters and stuff. They just ended they're still in the middle. Joker isn't the last one yet.
Spawn is the last one coming out, and then Fighter Pack 2.
We don't know who's in Fighter Pack 2 yet.
Striker. Give me Striker.
But anyway, the point is, this is not like a Marvel versus Capcom Infinite situation where it just like kind of died after launch. This game is still going strong.
Yep.
And it just is really weird that there's no NetherRealm game at EVO. There's no Mortal Kombat at EVO. How is Sonic Fox going to cope?
This feels weird, not having a NetherRealm game anywhere. Yeah. And like this might be the first year in I don't know how many years.
Yeah,
where it's not Injustice or MK.
Yeah.
And so something might be going on that we just don't know about.
I wonder, like the thing that immediately sprang to my mind was, are they worried about having a larger scrutiny on them and not wanting to have such a violent game?
Well,
let's see. KD Does Games is in the chat.
Hey,
what's up? He says, to be honest, MK11 is a mess of a fighting game. I understand its removal. I have played a lot of it, and it's a mess. You're much more versed in it than I am.
I think that the bigger thing is the community is still there. I mean, it's kind of, the fan base will always be there for Mortal Kombat. It's when you think of American fighting games, it's neck and neck with Street Fighter, obviously. Honestly. The big three, if you want to throw in tech. Let me try this again. So... The biggest mess with MK11 was the Tower to Time stuff and the in-game economy just being bollocks. I love that word, bollocks. But the actual fighting I thought was really good. I think when it comes to the big main fighting game franchises in America, it's Street Fighter, it's Mortal Kombat, it's Tekken. So to not have a NetherRealm game at the biggest fighting game tournament of the year, the fan base is definitely there for it. I think it's still a damn good fighting game, and the actual fighting is good. So it boggles my mind that MK11 is not at EVO.
Yeah, it's very odd.
And something like Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, which isn't even out yet, is on their main stage. And why? Because there's also no fan vote, is there? They haven't announced any sort of fan vote thing they did last year.
No, there was no fan vote or anything like that.
So it's just. I don't know. The game was received well. It plays well. It's one of the major fighting game franchises in this country. So to have it not at the biggest fighting game tournament of the year, don't get it.
KD says the fighting is okay. It was more streamlined, and what from I've collected, it feels different from X, which is what made X such a more popular game. The collection. The fighting is good, but it was downgraded from what people were used to, and it was heavily streamlined.
MKX was faster. I'll definitely say that. I think MKX is a better game because it's faster. MK11 feels more akin to Injustice 2 than it does to MKX, and I think that's where kind of that quote unquote mess comes in, is because it feels more like it's a slower MKX. But still, I think some of the characters, I loved playing Aaron Black in MKX. I don't like playing in MK11. The changes they made to him make me not want to play as Aaron Black, for example.
Wow.
But there are plenty of other characters I want to play as. I've been having a good time playing as Cabal and Nightwolf, but slower, easier hitting MK. Yeah, I think that and the big thing came out of the beta too. Everyone kept saying in the beta, but there's so much slower than MKX, so much slower than MKX, and people were just ragging on it there. But when you stack MK11 to other fighting games, it still stands out on its own, and it's still a damn good fighting game.
I mean, I think it's kind of like Street Fighter V, I guess, in a regard, because Street Fighter V still feels really slow to me compared to like Street Fighter 4.
Yeah, and we were playing some Street Fighter 3 the other day around here, and it's it's a different feel, but I don't know. Like I'm gonna vouch that MK11 got gypped, and it should be in there. But.
Yeah, getting back to what KD Does Games was talking about in the chat about it being streamlined. It's something Maximilian Dude was talking about, this trend that he sees coming among fighting game designers to make their fighting games more approachable, and what he says is dumbing them down.
Sure.
And I'm worried about that because I see, what KD says about MK11 kind of speaks to that trend. What we've seen so far from the new Guilty Gear, apparently it's more of a streamlined game.
As you said that.
I say that. Street Fighter V definitely feels more streamlined, I'd say. And
Dragon Ball FighterZ was pretty streamlined. And then even in Tekken, with the 2.0 update, they added the auto combos just to make them even more accessible to people. Which obviously I'm sure they'll take out for tournament play.
Yeah.
At least they give you the option of that. But
and what Max was saying was that's the exact opposite of what designers should be doing. They should be trying to make things more complicated because people are attracted to technical play.
Sure.
People see the pros doing stuff and they're like, oh God, I want to try and learn how to do that.
Yep.
And if it is something that's, a little bit complex, that they'll put in, the good guys will put in the work to try and do it. The people who are kind of lazy are just not going to put in the work anyway in the game. So why are you trying to design around people who just don't give a crap anyway?
And I think Street Fighter V catered more towards the competitive crowd. Street Fighter V is meant for more of a competitive, at least when it first came out, was meant for a more competitive crowd.
Yeah.
But I think if you go too far that direction, you become like an Arc Sys game. And I think because the Arc Sys games, look at BlazBlue and Guilty Gear, those original games, there are so many layers of complexity in there.
It's crazy.
And that, obviously, I understand where you have to make a good game to cater to your audience, but you also have to sell a product.
Right.
And at some point, you have to figure out, okay, at what point is it too technical that we don't make money off this? Because it's a business, honestly. I mean, it's a business first. So, we're seeing games get dumbed down, sure, but there is a very fine line. And I don't make games, so I can't say what that fine line is. But, I think we're at the feeling out process still.
I share KD's worries, especially with the rumors that I'm hearing about what the next Street Fighter is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
There was that huge paste bin file that got put out about something called Street Fighter Connect, which is supposed to be kind of like Street Fighter Fortnite, where it's just like this really dumbed down, streamlined version of Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Like rounds only last 45 seconds. It's almost like Smash in a sense, where it's like you don't really have like traditional Street Fighter moves. Everything is monetized, like makeup for people, different outfits and stuff like that. Yeah, it's out there. I don't know if it's true or not. I've heard some people saying that is the direction that they're going, but it's just an unverified paste bin that I saw, and saved on my phone back in August.
And it's a slippery slope. I feel like if you are a kind of a newer franchise, you could mess with that and kind of have more room away,
or just make that a side game.
But if you're a Street Fighter, people have expectations for Street Fighter, and if you go into like baby kid mode, the backlash is going to be massive on that. And because it kind of was Street Fighter V though too, and so, I don't know. It's a fine line we walk, but when it comes down to it, I'm bummed with no MK11 in there. I wanted to see some MK11 play. It'll be there in like a side stage, I'm sure. But
like Rick from Combo Breaker was already talking about trying to get a community tournament going over at Evo.
Also, BlazBlue Cross Tag
already out the door, but that had like a 2-year run.
Sure,
yeah,
and which is probably more than I give it credit for.
Right.
It's still a good game, but it's just kind of one of those niche games, But what I am excited for. Stop what's in there.
I hear what you're saying, KD. KD in the chat, for those who are watching the replay or not seeing the chat, he says, "I'm laughing that Melee isn't in there. I've already seen some mad people." Yeah,
let them be mad.
It's so funny. People who are expecting Melee to ever make an appearance at Evo again. Melee will never do it because Nintendo kind of controls what Evo will stream. And they remember years and years ago when Evo was not allowed to stream Melee tournaments, and finally Nintendo was like, fine, we'll give in.
Mm-hmm.
Now that Smash Ultimate is out, it's done for Melee.
As it should be.
Yeah, it should be.
That's taking up an extra slot for another good game. Melee is a great game. It has moment in the Evo Sun. There are plenty of other tournaments out there where it gets the recognition. The community is still there, and full of vitriol, and it's gonna be fine. It's just let it go.
Yeah, with Nintendo officially sponsoring Evo, which they do, they sponsor Evo.
Yes,
it's never gonna happen. Melee's done at Evo, so all the people who are like, I can't believe Melee is not there, it's done. I'm sorry, you'll never see it at Evo again. But the big surprise at Evo.
Oh, yeah?
Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Dude!
It's a tournament of champions, so it's like an invitational tournament.
Yeah.
Which apparently some of the people who are participating weren't even informed ahead of time before the announcement.
Cool.
So that's kind of weird.
Don't leak it.
But, yeah, we're getting Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
I popped pretty hard for this.
That's crazy.
MVC is probably the best Marvel fighting game.
Yeah,
definitely the best of that series. Probably the best Marvel Capcom game that they made.
It's beautiful.
But yeah, the tournament is something different. It's not just a tournament. It's not just everyone can get it. It's a tournament of the best of the best.
That's right.
And it's like I'm excited as hell to see it.
It kind of makes me wonder though, why did they include that and not MK11? What made them decide? Oh, we're gonna go all the way back and get MVC 2 in this tournament?
I'm kind of hoping.
So weird.
I'm hoping to start a trend for future Evos. Like, what if next year tournament champions for CVS 2 or
God, that would be so great.
KOF 98 or
Third Strike.
So yeah, or Third Strike. Like have one tournament of champions for an old school game. I like having an old school game get on the main stage.
I like that too.
Like I think that's cool. That's really cool.
Maybe next year we'll get MK2. That would be awesome.
Or the best old school MK game, UMK3. But
I don't know. Never mind.
Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 is the best old Mortal Kombat.
So anyway, that's Evo news, and that's taking place like July 31st through August 2nd, I believe.
Tell you what, sandwiched between those two dates is a birthday. And so I think the birthday treat for me should be us going to Evo.
Ooh,
but,
there you go.
We might... I know we're talking about going to some events this year. Nothing really much... It would be 31st.
Yep, 31st through the 2nd.
I think we've been talking to going to like Combo Breaker and to a couple of other, like maybe CEO down in Orlando or something like that. It's we're talking about some ideas, but I know we're excited because we're big fighting game fans.
Why not bring back KI?
See, yes, get like old school KI or like even new KI, which is like
new KI is so great,
so goddamn good.
They talk about. If I could go on a tangent, you see all these Twitter rumors about, oh my God, Halo's gonna come out on the Nintendo Switch. I'm just like,
no, it's not.
No, probably not. Master Chief Collection is not coming to Switch. If it does, all right, fine. I get a pie in the face for that. I think Microsoft, if they want to continue publishing individual titles on the Switch, I think they would be so much better served by putting Killer Instinct on the Switch.
I think so.
We know we're going to get KI2 at some point when the new Xbox comes out, the Series X.
Yeah, it's totally not. You're correct.
So we know we're going to get that. But what better way to like start stoking the fires of interest in Killer Instinct again than putting it out on a system with 50 million, a user base of 54 million people.
Sure.
That's starving for fighting games. Killer Instinct was developed as an Xbox 360 title, and then they were just like, we're going to hold it over, upgrade a little bit for the Xbox One launch.
Yep.
So it's something that can easily be done on the Nintendo Switch. I say put it out there. You restoke the fires of the KI community. You get people back, if you have crossplay, you get people reinvested over on the Xbox and PC side.
Yep.
You rebuild that community for your eventual launch of KI2. I think it would be... Plus, you've made as much money as you can already on Killer Instinct on PC and Xbox One.
Correct.
So it's not going to hurt you at all to say, you know what? Let's throw this on a Switch cart. Throw it out there, $30. That's going to be... You get like 1 million or 2 million people who are going to buy it, which I'm sure you get at least that.
Sure. Yeah,
I think it's profit.
And
it's a lot of profit.
When they put it on Xbox One, it was the first game I played on the Xbox One. It was free to play. It was free to play, and you got to play as Jago, and then you could get your rotating hero, whatever. So I think if you put the you do that on the Switch or definitive edition on a cart, everything here on one cart.
Do that.
$30, ta-da.
Do that.
Yep.
And people would buy it.
Yes.
So many people would buy that.
Because Killer Instinct, ta-da, a Nintendo game at first.
Exactly. It's got that legacy.
Yeah.
It definitely has that legacy.
And then you could put like classic, KI 1, KI Gold on the Switch.
You could have definitive edition, which is just like KI, the KI with all the stuff, and then you could put like definitive edition plus, which has KI, like the original Killer Instinct plus Killer Instinct 2. Like the old arcade versions.
It was on the cart too.
Yeah.
Maybe everything in one go.
So easy to make money.
They could put KI on the SNES portion for Nintendo Online.
They could,
but they don't update that ever. So
no, they don't.
Anyway, the offering is real slim and kind of sad.
That's my tangent. God, I wish Nintendo Online was still updating games. It's like, we were all waiting all year for Super NES games, and finally they're like, here you go. By the way, we're no longer doing monthly updates. Later.
Nintendo Online is good for Tetris 99.
Yeah, that's true. What else you got for us?
Oh, I got a lot of stuff.
Okay.
I got a lot of stuff.
Let's hear it.
Mario Maker 2 updates. The last Mario Maker 2 update that I know of was the one they put Link in there. Because they
wasn't there still one style of design that they just haven't revealed yet?
And I'm still holding on to the Super Mario Brothers 2. I'm still holding on to that extra game style.
Funny.
I just figure, man, yeah, I want Super Mario Brothers 2 to be the other game style mode because it's a great game. I've seen a lot of it. I want something new.
I need to pick that one up. I still need to pick up that Link's Awakening game. Yeah. Keep talking about it.
I put a lot more time into Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3.
Oh, yeah, you were streaming that last night. I was off to bed, so I'm sorry I didn't watch it at all. But how is that?
It's fantastic. It didn't grab me the way that the first two games did, but I'm still really enjoying it. I think the writing is fantastic in it. Also, the art style is great. And me playing Ultimate Alliance 3 makes me more worried for Square's game.
Oh.
Because...
yeah, Avengers.
Because Square's Avengers game, which is coming out sometime this year? Did that get pushed back
I think that got pushed back to fall.
Okay. So I'm more concerned for that playing Ultimate Alliance 3. Because I know that not everything has to be Marvel Cinematic Universe, doesn't have to all be that. And I like they're trying something different. But it's even different than the comics. Even more so than people want. Like, that's not Iron Man. That's not Captain America. These are straight to DVD versions of the Avengers. And I think that's going to hurt it. Plus, we have no idea what the game actually is.
Plus, from what I've heard, those guys are only a snippet. The game's supposed to center around, like, Kamala Khan.
Yeah.
And it's like, nobody gives a shit about Kamala Khan. I'm sorry. Stop trying to shove her down our throats.
I like doing something different, but I think this is maybe too different for even Marvel fans. So
Stupid.
And here's my other thing. And so I bought the
it's like, why don't you just hire Kathleen Kennedy to do your Avengers game? So, I mean, if you want to ruin everything.
I bought the season pass for Ultimate Alliance 3 with all the DLC packs. But how you get them is weird. So... in previous games, you just buy the heroes and the villains, and they just be part of your team. You just use them whenever you want to. In this, you have to not only pay for it, but you then have to go unlock them by doing like gauntlet modes once you reach certain levels.
So I paid for it, and then I have to unlock it.
Right.
That's weird.
It is weird.
I don't like that.
Pick one or the other, I think. I'm someone who's old school and loves unlocking stuff in games.
As Buster Bluth said, pick a lane, Michael.
Right. But as someone who enjoys unlocking stuff, if I've already paid for it, give it to me. Like, pick one or the other. But either way, it's still a great game. Highly recommend it. Fantastic game. Also, did some rounds in Smash playing as Byleth, and a new character. And I mean, it's a cool character, but it feels like that's an afterthought. I did get my first tournament win though.
Oh,
played as my boy Captain Falcon. Captain Falcon has been my guy since the very beginning.
Really?
And I'm very pleased to get my first tournament win.
How do you feel about the controversy, the backlash when Byleth was announced during the Smash Direct?
Smash fans are going to overreact. Period.
What?
I know it's weird, but I don't know. Like it's not offensive to me. It's just uninspired to me.
Yeah.
Like it's like that's what you went with. Yes, I understand. Three Houses is a great game. I think it was Kiko's game of the year last year. It's a fantastic game. I don't Byleth on his own or her own stands out as a memorable character. It's not enough to be in Smash anyway.
Sure.
With the way they were going with, with Terry Bogard, with Joker, with
right, it's all it's different
all like
third-party series.
I'm like, oh, this is awesome! Like, it's cool to see these different characters come in that I was not expecting. To end with another Fire Emblem character, it's like, really?
Yeah.
So at some point, I'm thinking, like, was something in place, and then when Reggie left, did that deal fall through? Like, was it going to be Doom Guy? Was it going to be Heihachi? Was it going to be Waluigi? Like, was it going to be?
I don't think it was ever going to be Doom Guy. I think
that would have been awesome,
silly.
though. I'm speaking out of my ass here.
Yeah.
Was it going to be an Overwatch character? Was it going to be? I still want to see Billy and Jimmy Lee in there. Like, I want to see. I want to see these different characters I would never expect to be in there instead of another Fire Emblem character.
Should have been John Cena.
That would be awesome.
That would have been great.
That would have been awesome. Crash Bandicoot
or
Rayman.
Rayman. Yeah, any one of those would have been a better choice. Because, yeah, Byleth just seems like, hey, this should have been with the standard pack that you get with Smash Brothers. This shouldn't count as DLC.
How about instead of Byleth, it was Chrono?
I would have bought Smash at that point.
Like,
would have bought Smash and actually played it.
And I do wonder,
suffered through it.
They released some of the costumes gearing up for the next Fighter Pass. Yeah, it's just it's a quiet, it's your quiet protagonist in Three Houses. But we're seeing these costumes come out for like the Assassin's Creed one and the Rabbids one. It's like,
which is cool.
It's cool. Does this mean that Altair or Ezio is coming?
No.
Or does this mean that
it means they're not coming.
True. Yeah. Or just mean they're just not coming because of that.
I think that's what it means.
But they put a Mega Man costume in there. Mega Man's in the game already. And they added a different style of Mega Man. So it's like, does this mean something's coming from Ubisoft perhaps? Is Sam Fisher's return in Smash next Fighter Pass?
Nah.
I would be cool with Sam Fisher being in that, but they already have Snake. But I don't know. All I know is Byleth is a generic character that should not have been in the game, but to everybody just saying, oh, pick somebody else, I will. It's just in a vacuum, this was uninspired.
Do you think that this kind of signifies that Nintendo has painted themselves in a corner with Smash? Because think about this, ever since, was it Melee that had started having guest characters?
Because Melee had... Or was it Brawl? Because Brawl's the one that had Snake and Sonic.
Okay, so starting with Brawl, Nintendo has kind of centered the Smash Brothers series into being a showcase for all these guest characters. And as the series has moved on, the hype has gone less from the game itself to, oh my gosh, who's going to be a guest character in the game? And we saw that hit its apex with Smash Ultimate.
Yep.
And now it's just like anytime you've got all this speculation over who's going to be in there, anytime a Smash Direct is announced, people are going crazy over, oh my god, what's going to be in there? Here's the thing. Whatever comes next for Smash Brothers as a series, they've already said this is going to be our largest roster. They've already pretty much told us that, hey, the next game is not going to have as big of a roster. With all the guest characters that they're including, I feel like there's a lack of direction for them to go as far as guest characters. So basically my question is, how is the Smash community going to react when the next Smash Brothers game has a roster that's 25% the size of Ultimate?
I'll just say stay off Reddit for a while.
Yeah, because that's the inevitable future of Smash.
Do you think they even make another game, or just keep updating?
I don't know. It's either they keep updating but how do you continue to monetize that? Eventually, sales have to fall flat at some point.
You buy, you put out costumes, you put out stages, you put out, stuff that aren't characters. You put out like music or stuff like that. You Street Fighter the hell out of it, and microtransaction the hell out of it. So I don't know.
I think there's a definite danger sign that we have with Smash for the future there. I think Nintendo has kind of shot themselves in the foot with the hysteria this climate of hysteria that they've created.
That being said, Smash is a damn good game.
It's all.
I have a great time playing it. So, but the lag is still there.
The lag is still there.
The lag is still there.
The lag will never die.
Another Nintendo game that I can't wait to play.
Yes.
Is coming out very soon.
Yes.
And I have this date circled on my calendar.
Yes.
Because of my top 11 games to come out.
Oh.
2 games are coming out in the same day.
Oh my goodness.
Animal Crossing.
Oh.
And Doom Eternal.
Oh my gosh.
2 completely opposite sides of the spectrum.
There are no guns in Animal Crossing.
No, but
there's no Tom Nook in Doom.
No, but I think maybe
you get them together anyway.
I think Kiko and I were talking about this on the last Juffa stream that she came in and resubbed. Thanks, Kiko.
Wow.
That we're very excited for Animal Crossing, and like that's of those 2 games, I'm more excited for Animal Crossing, just because I've played Doom in 2016. I've not played Animal Crossing since the 3DS game, and god dang, I cannot wait to see that on. Finally see Animal Crossing. I didn't play the Wii one. I didn't play City Folk, but I cannot wait to see Animal Crossing on a TV and just sinking all of my time into it because it's a lifestyle.
There's a bit of controversy though with this one because it's just coming out now that your town is tied to your system and you're not able to upload that to the cloud. So you can basically never give up your Switch system with your town in it. How do you feel about that?
I'm never gonna give it up. I will
okay,
never give my Switch up. So,
it just seems kind of odd to me that.
I think at some point you have to tie it to, maybe to the cart. So maybe then you can use that, or take your SD card saved in and put that into your other Switch.
It seems weird. But it's a controversy that sprung up over the past couple of days.
No.
So
if that's the controversy, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. It's really odd though that we're this deep in. We're like a month away from this game, and we still haven't seen a whole lot more about it since September.
What's weirder is that everything is getting delayed.
Yeah, that is weird. Weird.
It's just like was nobody ready for 2020? Like, was nobody prepared? Was it just? I think E3 was just here. Let's make our shareholders happy by saying something's coming, and then I'm sorry. I don't
know about that.
I don't think those games were ever supposed to come out at this time, and were always supposed to come out later.
No, I think they were because we got like a good lead times for like Final Fantasy VII remakes, Cyberpunk. Those were supposed to launch within a month here.
But that's a major delay for Cyberpunk. A major delay from April to November.
Yeah, the word on the street is that they were having trouble getting it to run like on base Xbox One hardware, but
I'm sure they're a PC focused. CD Projekt Red's a PC focused company.
Yeah,
so I'm sure it runs fine on a PC. But then you have to go, we got to dial it back for PS4 and Xbox One and the eventual Switch port.
Yeah. I don't know. It is very odd. It's like every major release that was supposed to be out in the first quarter did get pushed back. So
except Kiko and I are enjoying a game right now called Cooks for Delicious 3.
Oh yeah, I saw you playing that.
But yeah.
Well, Animal Crossing didn't get pushed back. I mean, it got pushed back. At
it
E3,
got delayed from last year to
March. It hasn't gotten pushed back from its March date.
Right. I don't know. This year feels weird.
And last year felt weird too. And my theory about last year was like next gen was supposed to launch last year, and for whatever reason they had to hold it back. So that just threw all the schedules in flux, and that's why we had such a weird release schedule last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, this year seems really off as well, and this was all happening before the whole coronavirus
I'm just glad
thing.
They're coming out at some point, which I know it kind of opens up, the first quarter of the year so I can play Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal and not worry about Final Fantasy and Cyberpunk taking my time over. I can wait until another month for Final Fantasy and all that, so it kind of frees up my schedule a little bit. But still, I'm like, what? I don't.
It's good for hitting up the backlog.
Yeah,
and trying to finish Death Stranding.
Because god dang it! Oh my god. And I told you I got Dragon Quest XI for Christmas, and I'm like, I'm scared to put that into my PS4.
Oh my gosh, dude, that is Lauren beat the game, and then there's all this post-game content. So I think she's like 94 hours now.
And I want to get through Marvel Alliance 3. I want to get through Spider-Man, honestly, because that's
You
a
haven't
game...
gone through Spider-Man?
Hey, says you who took about like 5 years to get through Mario Odyssey.
Oh yeah, well that's.
And what'd you think of it?
It was great.
It was fantastic.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild was still my game of the year in
Man.
2017.
Man.
No, I'm sorry. It was just that good.
They're both.
I'll
some
tell
of
you
the
what
best
I
games
need
ever.
to do is finish Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah,
I never
I
finished that.
It's on my list also to finish God of War.
Ooh,
I have
yeah.
to get through God of War. I might just restart that. It's been a while since I played God of War, but
You still haven't played Breath of the Wild, Kiko? What?
I am for shamed.
What? It's so good.
It is one of the best games like, ever. Like
Yeah.
it is so. There are many things that frustrate me about it. Many things frustrate me.
There's nothing that frustrates me
God.
about it.
It's frustrating. The inventory system alone is frustrating. I don't want to fight this thing because my tree branch will break, and then oops, I have no weapon. And then instead of just going to the next weapon, I have to go into the menu. Instead of Link just going, oh, I have like 5 tree branches. Be another one. Nope, I have nothing. Like, come on, man. You're the hero of Hyrule. Figure out the next tree branch. It's like, Jesus.
I am really hoping that the next one. I hope that the next one has like. I hope it retains the breaking weapon system, but this time, instead of just like finding cooking material, which I hope you get to keep doing the cooking stuff because I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I hope you also get to collect like different things and do like crafting to rebuild your weapons and reforge them. So it's not like, so you have this choice, you break this axe, but maybe I should keep the pieces of the axe because if I throw the broken axe into the melting pot and put something else in there, maybe I get this cool new weapon. I don't know. That would be awesome for the new
want to
Zelda.
maintain the same gameplay, but give me some quality of life stuff.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be good.
What are your thoughts? Last week, Nintendo announced that they are not doing any additional hardware this year.
It makes total sense.
So
because
why
do it?
Switch Pro.
No Switch Pro this year, and that makes total sense because the other two major players are releasing new hardware this year. If Nintendo were to do it, it would get lost in the shuffle. Yeah, and they would fall even further behind. And I think people who just bought, the Switch Lites and, bought the upgraded Switch with the better battery will feel kind of betrayed.
Yep, I agree totally.
So,
I say, hit them hard with software this year.
Yep.
And you know what? Maybe this is even more serendipitous with this whole virus thing because, if this virus continues going crazy, you might have next-gen delayed, at least on Sony's side, unless they can move manufacturing out of China. So you might see something like that happen. Maybe it's this really serendipitous. I don't know.
We have Nintendo. What Nintendo does best is their AAA games.
Yeah.
All the Marios, the Zeldas, the Metroids, the Fire Emblems, the whatever, they do them very well. And so if you do that well, fine. Give me more games as opposed to, Xbox had to reload because they didn't have any first party stuff. So now they're reloading and buying all these companies to get them set up for next generation.
That's their biggest weakness. Technologically, with the Xbox One Series X, although we don't know all the stats behind it, it's going to be great. Their streaming technology is fantastic. I've been playing around with xCloud for a long time, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, you even show. I was skeptical at first. You showed me on your phone. I was playing Tekken 7 on your phone.
Right.
It was.
No, great. They got Halo Master Chief Collection on there now. Dude, it's flawless on there.
Take that, Google.
Yeah, it's crazy,
man. But no, Nintendo does their first party great. Sony does their first party stuff great. We look at Horizon and God of War, and even back to the Killzone days, where those were massive showpieces, and Microsoft hadn't had that. Obviously they have Halo, they got Gears of War. I think Dead Rising was there for a little bit, but that I don't know. I think now buying up all the companies will be good for them. But yeah, Nintendo does best, make great games, and then it'll be fine.
We've got about 10 minutes left because we want to keep this a little bit tighter.
Sure.
So that'll hit us about an hour. Do you want to do 2020 predictions at all?
Sure.
All right. We need to go back. So next week, and we'll be back next week, damn it. We need to go back And we need to take a look and see what we all got right from our 2019 predictions.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a results show next week. We're also going to talk, I don't know, what do we talk about next week?
We'll find something.
We'll find something. All right. So let's do...
That's the goal, Kiko.
Yeah, that's what we were doing.
And Dave and I are going to do a job at holding each other accountable for this, because we're both guilty of this.
Yeah, I'm really guilty of this.
This is the year of the bacon.
Oh, one thing I was going to bring up right before we get into it. So just yesterday, Platinum launched a Kickstarter for the Wonderful 101.
Yes.
On Nintendo Switch and like all platforms.
Well, not all of them. It's coming to PC and PS4.
Well, yeah. There you go. For
Not
most platforms.
Most platforms.
It's
yes.
going multi-platform.
Yes. Great.
You want to feature in? Well,
sure.
Okay.
That's kind of our goal, too, is to get other Baconeers involved in this stuff, too, and at least, because I've never had a face-to-face with some of these people. I've never seen their face before.
We will talk in a little bit.
Good.
Anyway, so they launched this Kickstarter. They're like, all right, we just need $50,000, and we're gonna put Wonderful 101 on Switch. And then if you hit all these other stretch goals, then we're gonna make all this other content. And then we hit $250,000, we're gonna put it on PlayStation 4. Blah blah blah. So here's the thing: the game is deliverable in April of this year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like 2 months.
Yeah.
So this means that they've already spent the time developing the game for like the past 8 months to a year.
Sure.
And they're just launching a Kickstarter now and being like, we've spent all this time, but do you really want it or not? It just seems really shady to me. I've never seen anything like this. Like with Shenmue 3, they were like, we want to develop this game. Traditionally, with every Kickstarter, we're like, we want to develop this game. Here's the funding that we need for all these goals. With this game, though, it's we've developed this game already. Pay us up front. It just seems really shady to me. It's like GameStop level shadiness.
On that, I can see it. On the other hand, with some stuff on Kickstarter, you don't know if it'll actually come out or not. They have a disclaimer saying, this game may not come out, or this product may not actually happen. So for them to say, hey, not only do we want this, we already have this made, so you know it's coming out. We basically worked for free on this. So you know that if we want to support this and get it on all the consoles, we need a little extra money to get there. But rest assured, we're not screwing you over.
They just got money from Tencent, though. They've got money to burn. It's just really weird to me. So what happens if they didn't hit their Kickstarter? They were just like, we spent all this time and money. It's a complete game, but we're just not doing it.
I don't think they would do that.
It just seems like BS to me. I've never seen anything quite like this.
Well, I have Kickstarted a couple things.
Yeah, there's one game called Melancholy Republic that I kickstarted. It took years for this game to come out, but it did come out.
I kickstarted
cool.
the return of MST3K on Netflix.
Oh, good for you.
In fact, my name's in the credits on one of the episodes.
What?
Heck yeah.
Nice.
If you watch there's an episode with the bad David Hasselhoff space movie.
I think I remember that one.
My name's in the credits.
Nice. All right. 2020 predictions. Now I've got a whole predictions article on NerdBacon.com, so you should definitely go check it out. It covers all the 3 big manufacturers, and this was put out a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
so stuff is already coming true, like Wonderful 101 coming to Nintendo Switch. That was in this article.
Yeah.
It was in my article. It's actually a repeat. It was in my article last year, so it's a win.
Get a cup of coffee. Actually, you know what we should do?
What's that?
Because we haven't really planned for this. What if we do this for next week, and then this week we talk about the games coming out that are 25 years old?
Ooh, maybe we should do that next week, because we've only got 6 minutes left.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So if we want to get like 2 or 3 predictions.
All right. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. Let's see.
So I'm thinking of them right now as we speak.
Oh, okay. Well, then no, let's not do this then. Maybe we won't. Or I'll do mine this week, and then you can do yours next week. All right. So,
I'll predict one thing. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm trying to find something good here. Let's
Show me something good. I predict the All Elite Wrestling game comes out this year.
Ooh.
They're working on it. I think that's the Ukes game. So, and I hope it plays like the old Ukes games. So I predict that the All Elite Wrestling video game comes out this year. I want to say it'll probably come out After the WWE game, after the 2K game comes out, and also, God, 2K20 is so busted. I'm trying to do a universe mode on YouTube, and that game is just so busted.
Really? Oh yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
It's fun to watch the mayhem go, but man, I just prefer playing Fire Pro.
And that was
Fire Pro's so good.
That was reflected in the sales, the sales report that just came out.
It's one of those things though that it was bad because Yuke's left halfway through, and Visual Concepts was left holding the bag, and it's like, well, we got to put something out.
Okay, so a few weeks ago, it was EB in Canada tweeted out this weird thing, Street Fighter Championship Edition coming out for Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
And this tweet stayed up for hours and hours and hours. Finally, they pulled it down and issued an apology. My prediction is, yes, this is real. It was not just some, wording error that they put out. My prediction is, yes, Street Fighter Championship Edition is coming out on Nintendo Switch and Xbox One. Maybe not quite in February, but it will be out this year. And there are a lot of people who are like, well, Sony funded the game. Yes, Sony funded Street Fighter V. However, when we had the upgrade from Street Fighter V to Street Fighter V Championship, or Street Fighter V Arcade Edition a couple years ago, that was a free upgrade that just downloaded onto the Street Fighter V base game.
Right.
Championship Edition, though, this is a whole separate retail release. And so that's how I think it's a different SKU. So that's how I think Capcom is able to get around this the Sony exclusivity thing. So Street Fighter V Championship Edition on Nintendo Switch and Xbox One, I think it is real, and I think we will see it out, if not February, then we'll see it out March or April.
Okay.
There's one.
There's one.
I will do one other one, and then we'll do yours here.
Okay.
For Sony, I know I've predicted this before, but I still am sticking with this. I think one of their PlayStation 5 launch games is going to be a new SOCOM U.S. Navy SEALs. I'm just confident that this is going to happen because Sony needs like a big battle royale style game. They need something to get people engaged. They need that evergreen title. And what better way to do it than to revive like one of the original online console experiences than SOCOM US Navy SEALs. So I think that game is coming, and I think that's going to be one of their big PlayStation 5 launch games.
Boy, that'd be fantastic, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it be great?
You were talking about, too, that Nintendo had kind of re-upped some of their IPs, including Wave Race.
Yes.
People are very excited about Wave Race.
We have an article about that. Nerdberry put an article about that on NerdBacon just this week.
Look at me like I know what I'm talking about. But I will say this. I like Wave Race a whole lot, but I play a lot in the arcade with the giant, jet ski machine there. My jet ski game of choice was always Jet Moto.
Ooh, you think Jet Moto is coming back?
I would love, because we got 3 on the PS1. We've not heard hide nor hair of Jet Moto since then, and I bet the PS5 would be a heck of a time to put out a Jet Moto.
You're locking that in?
Yeah.
Oh, it's locked in.
I'm not saying it's this year. I'm just saying that they're going to announce like, hey, we're working on Jet Moto.
Nice. I like it. Here's my last.
Also, I prefer Hydro Thunder. Sorry, I prefer Hydro Thunder over.
I would love a new Wave Race.
Oh my god, I would too.
Here's my last prediction for this episode, and again, you can read my full predictions article, Musings of the Crystal Ball 2020 edition. Tons of predictions in here. Some of them already coming true, like no Switch Pro this year, Wonderful 101 coming to Switch this year, Xbox One or Xbox Series X forward compatibility, so Xbox One Series X games playable on the Xbox One game on Xbox One system. All of that was in this article, already coming true. Anyway, I am going to put out my predictions on the release date. Unless something happens with coronavirus, here's what I think you can count as the release date for PlayStation 5 and Xbox One Series X. I say PlayStation 4 launch or PlayStation 5 launches first, and I say that hits around October 22nd, somewhere in there. And I say Xbox One Series X is out on November 5th. They do a whole Guy Fawkes Day theme with it.
Okay.
Yep, Kikapaf, October 22nd.
Yeah, write these down.
So those are my predictions for dates. And now we're actually seeing, even after my article came out, we're starting to see rumors. Oh, PlayStation 5 launches in October. Well, I don't know. I don't have any inside track or anything like that. Those are just my guts.
Let me stoke a fire real quick.
You stoked that fire. I'm burning already.
Because it came out that Mark Laidlaw of Half-Life fame.
Yes.
He has left Ubisoft.
Yes.
After being there for a year.
Yes.
He's a free agent.
Oh, my. You think Half-Life 3?
One of these times, I'm going to be right.
Well, we are getting a new Half-Life game.
We're getting the Half-Life Alyx
I know
VR,
you predicted that.
Which is going to be a lead into Half-Life 3.
I think you're right.
And
100%.
now that Mark Laidlaw's out there as a free agent, like I know he left Valve to go to Ubisoft, correct?
Yeah.
And but now he's back free. Maybe he'll be like a freelancer writer for this. He doesn't want to go back to Valve, but a lot of signs are pointing to Half-Life 3 being very soon.
I like it.
So now more than ever.
All right.
I'll think of some like big ones for next week though too.
Okay. We'll get a few bombshells from you next week. Next week we're also 2020 is a very special year because we're it's the 25th anniversary of a number of different classics, including my favorite game of all time, Chrono Trigger. So next week we're going to pay homage to the classic games celebrating a 25th anniversary, sharing our memories with those, and we hope that you join us about this time next Thursday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, on your favorite streaming service of choice. But that's about all the time we have for this week's episode of the Game Tasty Show. For all of us here at NerdBacon.com, I'm Dave the Watchman.
Here's your reminder, the XFL starts this week.
Oh my gosh.
I am the almighty Jeff Roth.
Thank you so much for watching, and always remember to game tasty. Have a good night, everybody.
Peace.